Just wanted to talk a little about that war. Yes, it frightens me a bit. I know Russia's gonna stay, it's gonna win, but how much lives will it take? I don't want it to happen. By the way, I didn't know the war was coming. I didn't know it's gonna be war. I distinctly remember my daughter coming to me a couple of weeks before that war, and she said, "Mother, I've heard there would be war." And I said, "No, why do you ask? Who told you that?" And she said, "My friend." I know that her friend, parents of her friend, were like that Navalny guy, that traitor, who really is something. And I think it is not very clever, to put it softly, to support a person who is much supported by the West. And it so happens that for the last several centuries, the West is our enemy. And supporting such a guy who was so substantially promoted by the West is not a very clever thing for a Russian to do. Well, 2 weeks passed, the war started, and I was so much shocked. Everybody here was shocked. We didn't expect that at all. We didn't know it's gonna happen. We didn't believe it. You know, Ukraine has always been a part of Russia. And it's not only that, we are one people, and we speak Russian. Many people here have relatives in Ukraine, because in Soviet Union, people were just mixed, they finished their education and the state told them where to go and work for just several years after the education. And they were sent, young girls and boys were sent to different parts of the country, and it so happened that young people came to Ukraine, to that part of Soviet Union, and they stayed. And so we had relatives there. My mother had relatives. And nobody wanted to fight with them. Of course, we know we don't fight them, we fight the West. It is so-called proxy war. The war which the West, leads with us through Ukrainians. Because for the West, for them, they are the same Russian people. The less there are of us, the more Russians die, the better for them, evidently. And I feel that I'm a bit afraid, a little bit afraid. Besides, there are biological laboratories all around Russia, American biological laboratories, and I have a feeling that they are there not for the sake of, honest research, to just, explore the life of some innocent little virus. There is some purpose for these laboratories, and I don't want to think about this purpose. And you know how the brain works. When it all happened, I was thinking, God, my children are so grown up, and I've put so much effort into them, so much education. They're homeschoolers. I've taught them everything, including math. For God's sake, math! And I don't like math at all. God. My only hope, not just only, but one of them, is that Russians are very genetically diverse. I'm not ethnic Russian. Part of me, which I honor very much, is Russian. The other part is not Russian, and so it is like that in many people of our country. They are very much mixed. not like Japanese or Chinese. And around China there are also laboratories, American laboratories. Well, I hope Russia stays. I know it's gonna happen. I don't want just many people dying and people dying. This is so sad. Two of our friends, of good friends, has already died because the West leads this war with us, Russians. Well, stay safe, guys.